How do the public react to Trump's victory?
Well, I guess my answer would be, which public are we talking about? Obviously, Trump supporters are jubilant. There is palpable joy in the air around the Trump Tower last night or early this morning, as well as the Trump campaign headquarters. There's a lot of joy and also a lot of "I told you so" from the Trump supporters. It's saying that, the liberal media, quote unquote, has it wrong. The pundits had it wrong. Nobody took him seriously. Everybody took him literally. And now you see the people have spoken. There's a lot of that. On the other hand, the other part of the American public, which is the people who supported Hillary Clinton as well as traditional media establishment, is reacting with disbelief. I mean, a lot of people are still scratching themselves on the head this morning, journalists such as myself included, pundits, like, how did we get this completely wrong? Every single statistical model predicted a Clinton victory. And, maybe there were one or two pundits who predicted a Trump victory, but by and large it was overlooked, and there's a lot of questioning, there's a lot of soul-searching happening in the U.S. electorate right now, the American people, because, we know this is a person that is on paper should not have been able to win. This is a person who offended almost everybody, offended Hispanics, offended Muslims, offended women, yet here we are facing a very clear and very definite Trump presidency. So the reaction certainly is mixed depending on which part of the electorate you are talking about.
Definitely a surprise to many. But what about Clinton? When can we expect to hear her speech?
Well, she is scheduled to speak 9:30 this morning, so maybe in about 20-25 minutes. President Obama will also speak today about the presidential election. As you know, Hillary Clinton did not give a concession speech last night, or early this morning, I should say. I was at the Clinton campaign until around about 3 a.m. this morning, and all we heard was John Podesta, the campaign manager and also a close person in the Hillary Clinton circle. So we expect Hillary Clinton to concede and do it as gracefully as she can. We expect her to say something about contributing to the healing of the American public, who has been completely polarized by this election, and we'll be keeping an eye out for that.
So, Patsy, Trump's win sent global shocks to world's markets. How's the market in the U.S.? Can you tell us more about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess the word would be convulsion. All three major stock indices were down 4% or more late Tuesday evening in the pre-market trading. Futures for the Dow also slid down more than 700 points at one point, and before adjusting itself. Futures trading was temporarily halted for the S&P 500 stock index because it basically exceeded the 5% loss threshold. And by morning, they had regained some ground, but certainly there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. There's a lot of questions as to what kind of policies would the Trump presidency bring together, because many investors are just uneasy about the lack of specifics underlying some of his proposals, and also the uncertainty when those policies aren't fully spelled out in the next 100 days or so.
All right. Thank you so much, VOA's Patsy Widakuswara, straight from New York.
On to other news, a British banker, Rory Jutting, is declared guilty of murdering 2 Indonesian women in Hong Kong. He faces life imprisonment.